Hello, it's Connor McLuhan from Rewind That Track, and this is the return of the Rewind That Track Roundup. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Rewind That Track Roundup is a selection of the top music news from throughout the week. We're covering the top stories from house and techno, drum and bass, grime, bassline, club culture and festival news. We're also now based in Manchester, and there's a lot going on in the city, so 2019 is looking like a very busy year for us. First off, Boomtown has announced a new house and techno arena for their 2019 festival, and they're kicking it off with some absolutely huge names. The festival, which has normally been renowned for 18-year-olds gun-fingering away to bassline and drum and bass, will be seeing a new sound hitting their stage this year. Area 404 is the name of the new stage, and we'll see the likes of Fortet, Carl Cox, Eats Everything and Skream hitting the stage this year. Now, on one hand, this is great because it brings in a new sound to one of the most aesthetically pleasing festivals there is. The art team and designers spend thousands of hours creating the look and vibe of the festival, so you know that the new stage is going to be looking great. However, on the other side is another step towards monopolising festivals and how all of these lineups around the UK are starting to look a little bit too similar. Boomtown was something that once focused on bass-heavy lineups, and the crowd identified with this. Now, with the inclusion of a house and techno stage, the likes of We Are FSTVL and Creamfields and Boomtown and Forbidden Forest are all starting to merge into one. In bass news, Chris Lake and Chris Lorenzo have released their first EP as Anti-Up, entitled Hey Pablo. The pair debuted as their new bass duo at EDC Las Vegas earlier this year and have been touring around America since autumn. Also, if you haven't already checked out the interview that we did with Chris Lorenzo last month, the link is in the description below. Moving across to event news, and the very first Bass Music Awards is heading to Manchester in April 2019. If you're interested in a 3-course meal, followed by an award ceremony, followed by a big sweaty rave in Victoria Warehouse, you're in luck. The likes of Hype and Hazard, Pendulum 4, DJ Q and Problem Central, along with a whole host of other artists, will be playing at the event, and you can grab tickets in the description below. Moving on to house and techno news, and Carl Cox has just released his first ever official clothing range. Yep, the happiest man in house and techno has just released a new clothing range with different lines representing different parts of his personality. Focused towards techno lovers, the Club Classics range has a different selection of Carl Cox logos, songs, lyrics and club imagery to do with the man himself. Carrying on with house and techno news, and Abode have just announced their first 2019 party, with all profits going towards the Abode charity. Abode have just announced that their first party of 2019 is going to be hosted at Studio 338 in London on Sunday the 3rd of February. Now, all profits from the party are going to be heading straight towards the Abode Project school, which will pay for a full academic year for students. Now, for those of you that don't know about the charity, the Abode Project was set up to build schools for Ugandan children. Now, groups of volunteers from the brand went out to Uganda this November and transformed derelict buildings into the Abode School and Orphanage. So now it turns out that actually you going out there and raving is actually helping someone out there less fortunate than you. Bloody good work, Abode. Moving on, and Nottingham events company Crud are going to be putting on their very first day party. Titled Level 1, the event is going to see 9 headliners from the grime and bassline scene scaling the event. Welcoming a successful list of events over the past few years, the brand have also just released their new merchandise online. The event is going to be heading to Nottingham on March the 3rd, and tickets for the event go on sale on Christmas Day. Now, if you're interested in checking it out, there's a link with all the details in the description below. And finally, Warehouse Project is coming to an end at Store Street on New Year's Day. The infamous UK nightclub in Manchester will host its very last show at the Store Street venue, you know, the one under Piccadilly Station in the car park underneath the tunnels, where it's been for the last few years. Now, the organisers have kept very quiet about the new location that it'll be moving to, just to dispel any myths. Obviously, Warehouse Project isn't closing down or finishing, it's just going to be moving to a new location next year. Up until then, obviously, the organisers are going to be worrying about park life, which is going to be going on next summer. Now, we're sure that we'll hear about the new location before the events start up next September. That's it for this week's episode and the return of the Rewind That Track Roundup. Now, obviously, we appreciate any support that you can give whatsoever, whether you've liked any of the content, you want to share the stories, you think you've got an idea about where Warehouse Project's going to be next year, let us know in the comments below. I've been Connor McLuhan from Rewind That Track. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to like and share the video.